City officials sued an alleged cover-up of child abuse in a shelter. I'm taking you to Clayton County, Georgia. Put it up full mass. This is a hell of a story. The mother of abused teen is suing the Clayton County District Attorney, Georgia Children's Shelter, and the government agencies overseeing that shelter, alleging a RICO conspiracy to cover up multiple crimes. We have the details. So the mother of a 13-year-old girl whose daughter was sexually assaulted at a Metro Atlanta youth shelter in 2022 is suing her daughter's abuser, is pictured on the left, as well as his mother, pictured on the right, who is the former director of the shelter for both assault and negligence. I'm going to explain the connection in a moment. The lawsuit also accuses several other county and state officials and agencies of negligence and conspiring to cover up the sexual abuse of multiple girls at the facility. Caleb Randolph, 27, was convicted of statutory, this was in May 2024, after an investigation by the Clayton County Police and the Georgia Attorney General found that over a period of months in 2022, he did indeed groom and sexually exploited a teenager at Rainbow House, a shelter for homeless and vulnerable children in Jonesboro, Georgia, where he was employed. Randolph is the son of Miss Mia Kimber, the shelter's former executive director, who was accused in a lawsuit of covering up the abuse of the girl, identified as AC. Also accused of knowing about the ongoing abuse of multiple girls at the shelter and failing to report it. You also have Tasha Mosley is named in the suit, the current Clayton County District Attorney. How is the district attorney named in the suit? She was reportedly the chairman of the board of directors at the Rainbow House during the period when AC was abused. And you have Jeffrey Turner named as well. Jeffrey Turner is the former police chief and the former Clayton County Commission chairman, which funded the shelter. Put them up full math. The complaint, first reported by Atlanta Black Star, they did a great job providing the facts. It also charges Kimber, Mosley, and Turner with engaging in a civil racketeering, influence, corruption, organization enterprise, meaning they were operating as a unit of criminal enterprising. Every single one of them were involved and knew about the involvement. With Rainbow House to systematically conceal reports of sexual abuse occurring at the facility. If true, that would be one of the saddest things I've heard in my life. If true. The teen plaintiff's troubles began April 26, 2022, when her mother, QC, newly arrived in Georgia. Now look at the dates, 2022, okay? Newly arrived to Georgia, was seeking housing assistance. They needed clothing and they needed financial support from local churches for herself and her 3 children, and was connected with the New Life Church and Community Center in Decatur. They do great work at that community center, very familiar with their outreach. After a church representative did not show up for a scheduled meeting at a local park that morning, the complaint says, QC walked her daughter to a nearby Lithonia Middle School where AC was enrolled and went back to the park to wait for the woman who never showed up. She did encounter police who inquired about what she, her other two children, and the family dog were doing in the park. QC declined their offer to transport them to a hotel, telling them that she already secured housing for the family, the lawsuit says. But several hours later, QC learned from the school principal that her daughter had been removed from school by two police officers and the Georgia Division of Family and Children Services, and that a deprivation and child endangerment case had been opened. Her daughter was initially housed at a DFACS office building in Atlanta for several days, while QC and her other children relocated to a hotel. Many of you know that I was a foster kid in my teenage years, starting at 11, actually. And I remember those facilities. They remind you of juvenile detention. It's very cold, a lot of concrete. People aren't very nice to you. The lawsuit says AC endured starvation, food poisoning, unfit living conditions while in DFACS custody. Not much has changed. Was not allowed to shower for several days and had to wear the same clothes that she had on. When she was taken from the school. Put it up. May 1st, 2022. AC was relocated to the Rainbow House. They got funding from the government. You have government officials on the board. An emergency shelter for children. According to that lawsuit, during that month, this young child was abused, violated multiple times by Randolph, who worked in a direct service capacity at the shelter, often unsupervised. Randolph, according to not only the narrative, but the people that I have spoken with who have knowledge of this scenario, Randolph had previously been fired and then was rehired a week and a half later. Fired for violation of policy at Rainbow House, where he subsequently abused and sexually assaulted AC, according to the complaint. The abuse by Randolph for both AC and another minor at the facility was allegedly known, according to the suit, by several people associated with Rainbow House who had a legal duty to act on and report it, according to Kimber, who was reported, including, Kimber, who was the mother of Randolph and happened to be at that time the ED executive director of the nonprofit. The lawsuit asserts that before AC was abused, we're now going to February 2022, Jeffrey Turner, who was then the former police chief and then Clayton County Board chairman, received a detailed anonymous complaint from a Rainbow House employee regarding, quote, ongoing abuse at the shelter, compiled by his executive assistant, Katrina Holloway. It sounds like Ms. Holloway is cooperating. That's just an assumption. The complaint says Holloway placed a report on Turner's desk and found it in the trash can the following morning. Clayton County did not immediately respond to a request for comment. All right, so I need to know what the hell is going on. I know some of you. Haven't spoken to y'all in a while, but damn it. You got to say on face value, this looks insane. Answers need to come. They need to come quickly. We're talking about children. There is nothing. I don't give a damn what party affiliation you have. It doesn't matter what connection you used to have or be with someone. You cannot allow things like this to be brushed aside, if true. This is a defining moment for every single relationship you ever have, if true. We're going to bring updates as they come. These allegations are quite extreme. And these are the ones we know about. These are the ones who went on record. These are the ones that spoke up and said something. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
Your reporting this story is hurting me. And who the hell cares about me? It's designed to do just that, because this is a mirror. And what you've described is disgusting. People see you and your degrees and your success and your buttoned up, but still down to earth style, your education, Dr. Richey. And they may forget that you know better than anyone else about the lifelong implications and the fight to become something after facing such trauma, filth, sanctioned by people who are supposed to care.
Yeah.
Fighting your whole life, she will, this child, whose mother may have needed housing. Oh, what a big crime. She needed housing. But she did what? You said, took her to school and enrolled her. And what did they do? Somebody's got to pay. The people you haven't talked to in some time need to start talking. I am disgusted. Lifelong implications.
Yeah.
State, government, official, whatever you want to call it, sanctioned trauma. Disgusting.
Yeah. We are staying on top of this story every day. All right. So we'll bring updates as they come.